Good morning all. Another beautiful day, although it wasn't like that 2 days ago. We had a freak rain and very strong winds, and it turned out where I had to divert money from finishing the bottom floor to the top floor, because if you remember I think it was the last video I did, that I showed you the side of the roof and how there was nothing there basically, and if the wind and rain come in, it just blow the roof off. Well, actually the side of the roof fell off. The side of the roof wall fell off. Well, most of it, some of it fell in, and then of course I started to panic because it could have fell on somebody's head, and also the rain issue. So I got the guys to come, and of course when they pulled everything off, all the floors rotten, so I'm having to replace the beams. Oh dear. I tell you what, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all, me. No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm only messing. I want to address a couple of things that I've addressed before. One is I keep getting asked if I want, you know, will I want to take the kids back to the UK and my wife back to the UK? The answer to that, and the answer will always be the same, no. One is I don't want to go to the UK, and my kids will be fine here, because they always state education. Why don't you take your kids back to the UK and get them better educated? You know, that's rubbish. The education system here is fine, and especially the private education system. Now, compared to the UK, there's more graduates graduate in the Philippines than what they do in the UK, and that's fact. Look it up. The other thing I want to address and talk to you about, now this is my personal opinion, is every now and then, and just recently, which has brought it to mind, you know, people saying, they only want you for your money, and they're going to rip you off, and then they want you to have kids so they've got you and you can't leave them, and you know, all that rubbish. And I'm sure in some cases it perhaps is sort of true, but I want you to cast your mind back, because obviously a lot of the people that watch my videos are around the 50s, early 60s. They've been there, done that, they've had the families, they've been married once, twice, 3, 4 times, some of them. And you know, I want you to cast your mind back and think to yourself, you know, what's different from here than in the West? Because women size you up now these days. It's all money and materialistic motivated. You know, you'll normally get with somebody that has a similar kind of job, whether it's professional or what, where you're both earning good money, so you can take on a decent sized mortgage, which these days it takes 2 wages to take on a mortgage. And you know, you fall in love. What is love? To me, love is somebody that cares for you, somebody that looks after you, somebody that looks out for you, cares whether you're upset or not, you know. Or you know, there's a lot more things, but everybody's interpretation of love is different. Somebody that is there for you all the time and puts you first, and this, that and the other. Oh, hello. And surely you come to the Philippines or any other Asian country, and it's no different. If you get a woman, and especially at our age, that's, you know, I mean, Mel's given up, or will be giving up, the best part of her life, a young life, to be with this old guy. So at the end of the day, whatever I leave Mel or my kids, they deserve. I've got kids now, and they've got to they've got to have a decent future. But I get so irritated when people suggest that being here isn't going to be a good future. It is. And I'll make it so to the best of my ability. Now, assuming you get the right wife and right family, you can enjoy what I've got, because I wouldn't exchange what I've got here to go back to the UK. The only way I'd go back to the UK, and I've said this before, is in handcuffs. You know, I want to stay here. I can't imagine the stress it would give me to have to go back to the UK. Really, honestly, that's my honest opinion on it. So I know this video is going to get buried, and I'm going to get the same comments again a little bit later down the line, but I just thought I'd address it again, just to put some people in the picture about that. So just to round that off, yeah, I took a big risk coming here, and yes, it doesn't matter who you meet, wherever it is in the world, you're going to take a risk, emotional risk, financial risk, and all the rest of it. You know, a yearly risk in respect to the longer you're with them. You know, you're getting older, you're not getting any younger, so if you make a mistake, then, you know, you will suffer the consequences at the end of it. The unfortunate thing about the Philippines is you can't divorce, so you're stuck with it. Yeah.
You always smile.
Yeah. So how's the baby coming on, babe? September, yeah. So we're gonna do that announcement, aren't we? The next video. We should have done it this one, but because this happened to the side of the house, it took them a full day to remove all the debris and the flooring, and this is where we are on the second day. Let's just make sure you can see that. So they're putting a new front on. I don't know what this is, because it had a window in it, and by the looks of the size of these, they're not going to be putting the window back. Well, you know they're not going to be putting the window back.
Yeah.
Why?
Hole, but it's for the window.
Well, to put light into the room, it does help.
Nobody's live there, right?
Alright, calm down, calm down. So you see, you see what I mean? Nobody asks me. I'm paying for it. Ow. I'm paying for it, and nobody's asking me what I want. So here we go. This is the frame. And there's the floor. You can see, you can see where they've reinforced the beams, because the beams are totally rotten. Over there, it's a quarter of the way through the beam, and you just hit the beam in other places and it's just hollow. I mean, it's been really dangerous. I'm surprised the whole floor hasn't given way and they've ended up in the downstairs. But welcome to the Philippines. This is what it's like. So this is what I was going to get them to do here. So you can see the daylight there. I needed them to get on the roof, put this side right and fill it in so the wind couldn't get under and lift the roof off. And what they didn't do on the other side, you know, the guys that put that metal on the other side of the roof to stop the wind getting under the roof, what they didn't do was put a crease in the metal. They just took it up on the roof and then pushed it over and then tried banging it down with their hands. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? So there's no progress in the front room, so I'm not going to show you that again. So what we've got here, I think you can see it. What we've got here is the metal. So there's no drips coming down the front of the window now. When we had that bit of wind the other day that destroyed the top, 2 pieces of metal flew over here and one come on the floor. So again, if there'd been any kids walking along here, it would probably have chopped their head off. And talking about that, we had some sad news the other day, didn't we, Mel?
Yes.
With that little girl.
The Santa Cruz that the school that we feeding before.
Yeah, the Santa Cruz school where we did the feeding with Don and Emily,
Yeah.
who come from America. Well, was she year 5? Beautiful. Year 7. Beautiful little kid. She ran out of the school gates into the road, ran in front of a Pajak.
Sidecar.
Yeah, didn't look after the Pajak, ran straight in front of a car, and it was the headmistress of the other school, wasn't it? And she ran over a body with the front wheels and ran over a head with the back wheels. So she was, I would assume, dead instantly.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah, she died instantly. And that really upset us, didn't it, the other day? Because there was loads of parents running because the kids weren't home and they didn't know whose kid it was. And there was loads of parents running and crying.
They strict na there.
Strict now?
Strict na.
Why is something serious going to happen before they get strict now? You know, they should have speed bumps, they should have traffic calming where they narrow the roads so they can only come through in single file past the school gates.
That's the Filipino.
Yeah.
They wait somebody hurt or...
Well, I think that's most places, to be fair. They wait till something horrific happens and they decide they're going to do something. But obviously the major factor here is money. If the money is in short supply, so it doesn't always get directed to safety and all the rest of it. As you've noticed in the Philippines, health and safety doesn't really apply in most cases. So that's it then. That's the only update I can give you at the moment. So until the next video, it's goodbye from my little tinkle. So it's over to Melody.
Please hit the like button and please subscribe and share our videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping